Hi guys, it's Marianne with Happy Paper People, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips in 10. Today I have both a tip and a technique for you. The tip is because I like to do things with the least amount of mess possible. Both of them revolve around embossing today. So first I'm going to use my Versamark ink here and generously ink up this little image of an open book. And then I'm going to use a Wow embossing powder. It's almost gone, so I thought I'd just see if I can use that up. It's primary ebony. I always put a tray underneath me just in case. I can see I got a little light on the embossing ink right over there, but I think it'll work. Okay, so like I said, I like to have the least amount of cleanup possible, the least amount of mess possible, so I'm going to put my embossing powder right onto my image. And then I'm going, instead of dumping it onto my tray, I'm going to dump it right onto my next image. I always try to do more than one at the same time as well. And then I'm going to bring it back to this one, focusing specifically on the areas where it needs the embossing powder. Doesn't take too long there. Okay, got a little extra over here. I want to be careful as I get close to it. Anywhere I touch with the brush, it's going to wipe the embossing powder right away. So that's great for getting it off of the card like this. But when it gets really close to it, if there are things really close, you might want to get a super fine brush. And there, often one little blow takes care of the extra sitting there anyway. And then I'm going to take what's left on that card and put it right back in the jar, like that. Didn't watch too closely, got a little off the side of the jar, but boy, that's quite a bit less mess than when I just do it straight into the, there we go, straight into the tray. And if that's all I have to clean up when I emboss, I'm pretty happy about that. Just like that, it is cleaned up, ready to go. All right, so here are my two embossed images. I'm going to get my heat gun. First, I'm going to get my heat gun started, and so I can get it nice and hot. I am going to leave the camera on while I emboss because it's going to be very quick. If you let the heat gun get hot first, it will emboss very quickly. And a heat gun, a heat tool, is one that has the heat directed very specifically in a focused area, as opposed to, what do we call it? I know people refer to them all as heat tools, but it's more of an air tool, like a hair dryer, that has heat, but it also has a lot of air, and the air diffuses the heat around a larger area. But a heat tool for embossing needs to be very focused. And you saw how when that is nice and hot, how quickly that embosses. Literally just a matter of seconds on both of them. So now it is embossed, and that was the tip on how I get the embossing powder on without having a big mess to clean up after. And now the technique. The technique is coloring with common household Clorox bleach. It is a super easy way, kind of fun actually, to color, emboss this image and color it and be able to make a card or use it in whatever manner you want to in literally just a couple of minutes without having to take time to pick out all the colors and do it on white cardstock so that you can color it, sit down and do all the coloring. Now notice that there are some little spots on this one and on this one over here of little granules of embossing powder that I didn't completely get off. And excuse me, I didn't do that very detailed because in junk journals often we like things to look distressed and grungy. And if I leave some of those little bits around, it ends up making the book look a little bit older, distressed, dirty, grungy. So I'm okay with that. But there are some images, like when I did the bird up here, I went ahead and got any excess embossing powder that was around it off. So I put the bleach into a tiny little glass container, but I also set that into a larger glass container. I don't want to take a chance of spilling that bleach on my nice wood desk. And I'm just going to use this fine, very fine little brush to color my image with the bleach. Now the one thing about this no spill formula, it is thicker. Therefore, it does tend to want to roll over the top of everything. Most of the bleach formulas will come right up to the embossing line and stop. And the no spill formula does as well. But it also, if you have too much on your brush, it'll go right over the top because it is thicker. So there is my colored image of the book, colored by bleach. You can see the bird. Here's a few other colors of cardstock. You do have to just try a bunch of cardstock to see what you get. Not all cardstock works, and not all cardstock gives you the same color. This one was kind of cool. So some others to look at there. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that that technique is fun for you. I hope you want to try that, and I hope the tip is helpful for you as well. That's what we do here on Tuesdays, and that's what we do in Happy Paper People Facebook group, is we share lots of things to help one another have a funner and easier crafty life. We invite you to join us on Happy Paper People in Facebook, and also to subscribe, to like, and to share the video so others can share in the tips and the fun as well. And if you hit the notification bell and click the all, you will get notifications every time we have a new sale, a new mass make, a new Monday Jumpstart, a new video come up. We do lots of things here in Happy Paper People, so be sure to do that. But thanks for joining me today. Sure did have a good time, and happy to spend the day with you. Have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Thank you.